I just want you to understand that it's so important that we embrace the process and embrace the season that we're in, so that when we get there, we don't crumble and we don't fall apart under whatever it is that God has for us. We have to fully trust God with provision, trust God with our reputation. That's a hard one. Trust God for justice when you feel like there's been an injustice. Trust God that He is good and He will fulfill the promises that He has spoken in your life. And when it gets really hard, and when you're feeling like, God, I can't see you, I can't hear you, I don't even know if you're there, this is such a hard season, I just feel just kind of lifeless, and I'm trying real hard here, but I just feel alone. Listen, those are the moments when it's so important to press into Him, to reach down deeper and to pull something out to bring to Him. I can tell you over and over that I have witnessed this in my own life, that in those moments I would say to myself, Kim, one day you will live in the fruit of this moment. So it matters. It matters what you do, and it matters what you choose. It matters whether or not you choose to worship. It matters whether or not you choose Him. It matters whether or not you decide to trust Him and to keep running after Him and keep pursuing Him, even when you don't feel anything, because there will come a day when you'll be walking in the fruit of that moment, because those moments don't go unseen by Him. He sees every moment, every single moment, even when you can't feel and you can't see, but you press in anyways, and you give Him all of yourself anyways. Those moments are unnoticed by Him. And all you're doing is you're storing something amazing up in heaven with Him, that at one moment, one day, He's going to open up and pour it all out back on you. God has a plan for our lives. God sees the beginning and the end and the middle. He sees everything in between. And God knows what's ahead. He knows what you're about to walk into. He knows every situation and the trials, the good things, the hard things. He knows every single part of your life. And the amazing and wonderful thing about God, and the fact that He is a good and a loving Father, is that He wants you to be successful. You have these dreams in your heart and these visions and these things that you want to do with your life, these goals that you're aiming your life towards. And God doesn't put these dreams and these desires in your heart just to dangle them in front of you and say, hope you get there. Good luck, buddy. Life is hard. God puts those things inside of you, and He wants you to achieve those things in your heart, but He doesn't want you to just land there. He wants you to be successful when you get there. He wants you to do it well. And at the end of your life, you can say that you did it well. You walked the road that you were called to walk, and you did it well. This requires a ton of trust and a life that is completely surrendered. And I'm not talking about coming to a conference or church on Sunday and just making that one time, I surrender my life to you, God. I am learning and finding out that walking with Jesus, and I mean a daily relationship with Him, looks like daily surrender. What we see is not always matching what God sees. God sees further. He sees beyond. He sees the things that we can't always see. But secondly, this says that God promises that the promises that He has put inside your heart, that when He speaks that word, it will not return empty, but that word will be accomplished in your life. How is that accomplished? Through total daily surrender to Jesus, to allowing Him to transform you and to work in your life what needs to be done, what needs to happen to get there. Because this is what it is. There's just these circumstances, these trials, these things that we go through, these maybe hard seasons, these learning seasons, these curveballs that come our way. And God, I really, really, really believe that God is such a gracious and loving God that He brings us opportunity to grow and to learn. And it's only for our benefit, so that when we get to whatever destination we're going towards, we'll be successful and we can do it well. I can tell you that in my own life, I look back on the different things that I've walked through in my life and the challenges that I faced, the times when I chose to press into the presence of God, when I couldn't see, when I didn't know, when I was scared, when I was confused, when I felt lost, when I had all these whirlwind of emotions, whatever it is that I might have been feeling. Maybe I felt abandoned by God. Maybe I felt frustrated. Maybe I felt that frustration of, I see where I want to be and I can't get there and it's driving me crazy. I'm stuck here at point B and I really want to be like way down there at point Y. And I get frustrated that I'm not there. Why can't I get there? And learning to just embrace the season that I'm in and understanding that there is something that God wants to do inside of me right now. There's something that God wants to plant inside of me to prepare me, to give me the tools necessary so that when I get there, I can do it well. But something inside of me always makes a choice to not go down that easy road, but to step aside and say, God, this cannot just be another night. I can't walk through the motions. I can't be fake. I can't be phony. I want to know, what is it that you want to accomplish tonight? And I want to partner with you to bring your kingdom, to bring heaven, so that people encounter you and their lives are changed. And let me tell you, this is not always the easier way. This is typically the harder way, because it requires me to, first of all, push aside the pressure. It means that I have to know how to push aside all distraction. It means that the enemy is going to paint a big old target and try to come and bring distraction and speak different things. And I have to know how to be up on the stage and lead the thousands of people into worship, but also how to push out any distraction of the enemy and to hear from the Lord. Do you see what I'm saying? This is a fight. But it is a fight that is so worth it. And I can tell you that I would not ever have learned how to do that if I hadn't gone through all the years before that of learning what I've learned and what I've grown in my relationship with the Lord, in understanding and knowing it's so worth it every time. I don't think that if I hadn't learned those things and gone through those things, I don't think that I would have been successful when I got there. It could have looked successful to everyone else because, like I said, I could have gone up and sang songs and just gone through the motions and everyone would have been like, yay, and maybe never would have known, but I would know, my team would know, because it's so worth it to allow God to do in me what He wants to do and to teach me and train me and mold me so that when I arrive, I'm ready. I understand and I know that the circumstances and the season that I'm in right now is going to determine the fruit in my future. I understand and I know that every decision I make right now in my life, the way that I handle the big waves that come my way, the way that I handle the curveballs, the way that I handle the hard situations, those decisions are what determines the fruit I'm going to be living in my future. When you feel like you're in the darkest season or the hardest season, God's grace is there even more. I can testify to that over and over and over in my life. The seasons that were the hardest seasons of my life, that is when God had so much more grace for me. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed and you won't start now. Isn't it amazing that we serve a God that has never failed? Not one time. He has never failed. And he has gone before us and he has prepared a way for us. Isn't that amazing? That right there should just give you faith to know that I will get there. I will conquer this mountain. I will get through this storm. I will beat this thing. This is what I hold on to personally when I'm in the tough seasons, knowing that I belong to Jesus. I'm his. A long time ago, I gave my life to him. I surrender my life every day to him. And I know that no matter what comes my way, no matter what season, no matter how hard it is, no matter how easy it is, I know that I belong to him, and he's not about to just abandon me to figure it out on my own. He's not about to abandon me to just fail. That he is there with me. He's like, you're mine. You belong to me. And I'm okay with that. Even if all I have is a small taste of the Father's love, I don't mind spending my entire life trying to seek it out and learn more about it, because it's so deep and it's so big. And I'm so amazed that it doesn't even matter how many times I mess up. It doesn't even matter how many times I make the wrong choice, or one of my issues is sometimes I speak before I think. It doesn't matter how many times I might say something I should not have said, or how many messes I might make, that he still loves me. He still embraces me. He still comes and he's like, Kim, I don't care about the mess. I'm going to help you work through it. I'm going to help you clean it up. But listen, you're going to get there and you're going to be successful. That when you go through those difficult circumstances, or whatever this season may look like, that you're saying, God, I completely trust you with my life and trust what you want to do in my life. Because my heart cannot resist Jesus. I crumbled into a heap on the floor and was bawling my eyes out, and I understood in that moment what he wanted. He was asking me to reach down deeper inside of me and to bring him something more. He was saying, Kim, every time you think you've given it all and surrendered it all, there is still something deeper, something more inside of you to bring and to give to Jesus. Because the reality is, Jesus is worthy of every single thing that I have inside of me. Jesus is worthy of all of my praise and all of my worship. And just when I feel like, listen, I have not slept in what feels like decades. I am exhausted. I have nothing left to give. I feel completely empty, completely broken. I just want to go to bed for like 2 years. I have nothing left to give. But yet I still will reach down inside of me, and I just reach so deep, and I find something in the depths of me to bring and to give to Jesus. My sacrifice of praise, my offering, my worship, because this is what I've learned in every situation, in every trial, every circumstance. I have learned that I worship my way through those moments. I worship my way through those circumstances. I bring my sacrifice of praise. There is something deeper inside of you to bring to Jesus and to give to Jesus. I'm not talking about just external, just here I am, I surrender. I'm talking about reaching in the depths and finding something more to bring to him, because he is worthy. He's deserving of that.